Hi friends, today is 10th of April 2017 and we are going to cover article of The Hindu. In this particular video we are going to cover an article whose title is Stepping Up to a Shared Potential. Here the subheading is As Liberal Democracies, India and Australia can encourage free trade and help safeguard the Indo-Pacific. So actually this article has been written by Malcolm Turnbull and he is the Prime Minister of Australia. And in this article he is just conveying that the crucial steps that should be needed or that should be followed to strengthen the ties between India and Australia in a specific manner, and the positive outcome of this tie is delivered in this article. And the article goes like this. Here the article has started from: India is the world's most populous democracy and will be by 2030 be the most populous country, overtaking China. Here it is an fact about India that it is now at current scenario it is the second most populative country of the world. And in this particular lines, in Malcolm Turnbull is trying to convey that by 2030 India would be the top most populated country of the world. It will just overwhelm China also. After that, here he wrote that, and it is young. There are most Indian 10 years old than there are Australians. Here he has just compared the demography of India with that of Australia, and he tries to convey that there are in a figurative manner, in a factual manner, he conveyed that there are more 10 years old children than the total population of Australia. After that, he says that with more than a dozen distinct languages, script, and religion, India is multiculturalism on the grandest scale. Unlike China, its only rival for scale. It had never existed as a single nation prior to its independence in 1947. Here, the idiosyncratic nature of India has been depicted by the Australian Prime Minister, and he also here mentioned China, which is likely, which he claims that China is a rival of India to a many extent, to just dominate the South Asian region and Indo-Pacific region. This is the main reason for doing this, is that China is not a democratic country. It is a communist regime, and the whole system of China is brittle, and it is China is run by only one party, that is Communist Party of China, and led by led by Xi Jinping currently, started by Mao Zedong in 1st October on 1st October 1949. And here there is contrast between India and China. And to sustain a vibrant modern democracy, surely India is one of the greatest political achievement of our time. Praising India. These lines are praising India. Once you appreciate its size, you see its potential. Think of all those 10 years old who will one day be voting in India's election, and who will also one day belongs to India middle class, the engine of its booming economy. Then here the benefits that India is going to reap due to its demographic dividend is depicted here. He just trying to depict that, think of all those young people of India. One day those 10-year old kid will become young, and they will vote for the vibrant democracy of the world, and the economy that India is sustaining will be pumped prime by those population, and will enhance or will increase to a reach beyond any developing countries. After that, here it has been written that put all that together and it's easy to understand why India will play a central role in our region and the world, and I hope for Australians it is easier to see why the relationship between the two countries has never been more important. Then here he is directly came into the aspect of building relationship between the two nations. Actually, in international relationship, it is an inevitable fact that relationships are not permanent but the interest. Here the Malcolm Turnbull is just proving that thing, that Australia's interest with India is prominent, and both the countries could be complementary to each other in in case of business, in case of studies. That has been discussed in the forthcoming lines of this article. So that will be that we will took further. So till now, this he is just coming to his interest, and just wanted to tell that, and just proving that relationships are not permanent but the interest, because earlier the relationship between India and Australia was not too much strengthening. So that is the fact that he is wanted to depict here. After that, he has written that formal relationship began for any Australian in 1950 when Robert Menzies became the first Australian leader to visit independent India. He is throwing light on past. Here, the name of Robert Menzies. He has taken the name of Robert Menzies just to throw some lights on past. Since then, both countries have been transformed. Now we must turn our attention to transforming relationship to one that matches India's huge needs and its enormous potential with our people, Australia's best assets, as well as our resources and our shared democratic traditions. And though the constitutional structure of that of Australia and India is totally different, the constitutional structure of Australia is directly in tandem with that of USA, United States of America. Though just to build up relationship, or just to give a optimistic aspect to that phase of relationship, is just mentioned by our Malcolm Turnbull. So just he wanted to depict that India has that much of potential to just grow business, and if Australia become a complementary partner of that of India, it will be benefit it will be very good for both the countries, India as well as Australia also. After that, he has written, I am delighted to taking up Prime Minister Narendra Modi's invitation to make my first official visit to India as Prime Minister from April 9 to 12. After that, three focus areas. Here the three focus areas, he just discussed three focus areas in forthcoming lines. Here the first line is that during the visit, we will focus on three areas of our relationship that show great potential: our economic, knowledge, and strategic partnership. India is inspiring. Here the three key terms is economic, knowledge, that is education, and strategic partnership, that is geopolitical scenario or something of that stuff. After that, here it has been written that India is inspiring the world with its explosive economic growth. That is true. Very fast growing economy of the world. Its economic takeoff is lifting millions out of poverty, transforming the country into world's fastest growing major economy with forecasted growth of 7.5% in 2017. This is a stunning result for India and a rare opportunity for Australia. Here the fact has been depicted that in India, it has been prognosed that 7.5% of growth should be there in the GDP of India in 2017, and this has been culminated into an opportunity for Australian to be take up of. Then after that, here it has been written that from Mumbai to Melbourne, from Bangalore to Brisbane, India will be in the market to buy some of the best thing Australia has to offer. Here the thing that the author has shifted to is the economy in the form of business in a pragmatistic manner. Just author is trying to depict export and import between the given two countries. Two-way trade is growing and approaching $20 billion, but that's far too low. and there's so much more we can do. He is not satisfied with just $20 billion trade between the growing two nations, and he just wanted to increase that, enhance that. After that, he has written this will be a key focus of my visit. Economy, that means I will meet with executives from some of India's biggest companies and speak with Australian entrepreneurs in India who are expanding their market reach into this extraordinary country. He has just he wanted to bridge some gap between the entrepreneurial structure between the two countries. Here just he just wanted to depict that. After that, he has written the government will announce the result of the 10th round of the Australia India Strategic Research Fund, worth more than $100 million. This initiative has enabled sharpest mind to collaborate in areas such as food security, health advance, and blah blah blah. So then here it has been written that there should be a research sector between that of Australia and India, and the fund should be allocated to that sector with that of ease and with that of enthusiasm, so that it will enable the sharpest mind of both the country to collaborate, to go in tandem with each other in areas like, or in the sectors like food security, health advance the boundaries of human knowledge, that is to enhance the knowledge of human, or to discover something new which has not been discovered yet in the nature. So that is the basic thing that has been written in the paper also. So go through this. This is the actual basic tenets that has been written by author here. uh, in the gambit of this one, that is research fund, in strategic research fund, gambit of strategic research fund, that is written here. After that, and as an educational destination, after he has just taken a separate segment of education destination, that for decades our citizens have been crisscrossing the Indian oceans in search of knowledge. Here the Australians has been crisscrossing, means uh, crossing the rivers, crossing the Indian Ocean in search of knowledge. Last year, Australia was the second most popular study destination for Indian. Just fact. Uh, Through the government's new Colombo plan, I want to see more and more young Australians choosing India as a place to study and boost their own qualifications and experience. Here, the new Colombo plan has been depicted here, and according to this plan, by the support of this plan, the Australian Prime Minister wanted to see more Australian that are coming to India for higher studies. After that, India's demand for our minerals and resources remains high, but education is new pathway to shared prosperity. Consider the number. The Indian government is aiming to train 400 million people by 2022. We can help them achieve this goal. Here, by education or by some training inputs, Australia wanted to help Indian government out. From actually, Indian government has some basic domestic plans, just like Skill India, Make in India, Made in India, and something, all that stuff in which skill is required. The educational infrastructure of India is not plausible. In order to just retain the standard, or retain the real measures of Indian education system, just Narendra Modi governments wanted to train 400 million people, to skill those 400 million people by 2022. And in this mission of Narendra Modi's government, Australian government wanted to help India to achieve that goal by 2022. That in this para this has been written. After that, a great strength of our education relationship is found in higher education and research center. Collaboration between our institute on high-end research, innovation, science and technology are central to developing our knowledge partnership. Having met twice already, Mr. Modi and I know that our close economic cooperation is also matched by shared strategic priorities. The security and stability of the Indo-Pacific is fundamental to both of us, and my visit provides an opportunity to discuss key regional geostrategic issues and strengthen our engagement. Here, actually the visit of Mr. Prime Minister of Australia is very crucial for both Australia and India from this perspective that has been mentioned in the newspaper from these lines. So in this visit, the actual theme of this visit would be to enhance or to strengthen the relationship that is built between India and Australia long back, when another Prime Minister of Australia came for the first time in independent India. So that should be more strengthened, that should be more chronological, and that should be more efficient for both India and Australia to gain more profit or to become a complement for each other in the sector of education, in the sector of research, in the sector of economy, in the sector of many things. After that, it has been written that as liberal democracy we can work together to encourage free trade and prosperity, and to help safeguard security and the rule of law in our region. And here the basic nature of any democracy, here it has been depicted here. And as Australia is also a liberal democracy as in tandem with India, so it has been assumed that both the country would prefer free trade and prosperity, and both the countries will just help, or both the countries will prioritize the animal spirit of entrepreneurship that has been given by whom? That has been actually given by Adam Smith. After that, the Indian link. Here at home, we are lucky that India, its culture, its idiosyncratic nature of India has been depicted here. We are very proud of it. 500,000 Australians of Indian descent. That number increases each year. Means leaning towards Indian culture or migration of India. It can be assumed that, or migration of Indians to Australia has been increasing year by year. After that, here it has been written that whether it's Little India in Melbourne. Little India in Melbourne means dominance of Indian population in Melbourne. Diwali celebration in Brisbane, or the long-established Sikh community on the north coast of New South Wales, modern Australia, the most successful multicultural society in the world. Here, he claimed that due to Diwali celebration in Brisbane and more number of Indians in Melbourne, or even more number of Sikh community on the north coast of New South Wales, Australia is going to be quite idiosyncratic as that of India. After that, it has written, he wrote that the most successful multicultural in the world could not be imagined without the contribution of Indo-Australians. Yeah, just he wanted to say that just his trying to just give a flavor of importance of ties between India and Australia in that three aspect, that is economy, knowledge, and strategic partnership. And that is the end of this tutorial, this video. So for more editorial analysis of today, please do check out our other videos. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. The whole concept of this article has been clear to you, and please read this article once by your own, and have a good day, have a nice day ahead. Thank you very much.